ain't going back. Not gonna buy into all that. Hey, hey, ain't gonna hide. Gonna let all the fears slide. Got mother nature, it's on my side. Got a whole of the loving growing inside.
Hello, everyone, once again, and welcome to the New Now. Delighted to be here once again with Cambell from Auto Didactic. We're going to continue our series. I would say that we started a while ago on how to be free. You know, all of our topics have gone into and onto various directions, but I would say that has been the underall and overall feeling of what we've shared. We've reached to the heights of what it is to be a man, how to control yourself, looking at your own discernment, integrity, and such. So today I wanted to discuss with Cambell beyond being ruled. I would say, how do you do that? What does it mean? If you ask anybody if they would like to be free, probably most would say yes. But what would the practical steps be, from our opinions, in how you can live a life beyond being ruled? Cambell, hello, welcome to being together again.
Yes, thank you. How you going, Lorenzo? Thanks for having me. Yes, crazy world, beyond being ruled, hey?
Beyond being ruled, yeah. What does it mean to you, do you think, or for your perspectives? I mean, you've studied so much in so many ways. What would you think? We'll take it maybe on a personal level. What would you think, beyond being ruled in your life?
I think the first step is to know what you want and who you are. So many people want to be free and they want this and they want that, and it's like, I want life to be better. I want, to be free or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, what do you want? What are you going to go and do? And they're like, I don't know. I just want money, and it's like, well, even if you give that same person $1 million, they'll probably still be sitting there going, I'm not sure what I want to do. And they'll probably go and buy silly cars and houses and end up with nothing and go, because we don't have a path. We don't know where we're going. And this is, again, we're not taught to focus on this stuff, but yeah, number one is to just, what does freedom mean to you? What's that look like? What's that feel like? What's the surrounding? What sort of place would you feel free? Is it in the city? Is it in the country? Is it on an island? And you've got to start building this picture, because you can't go somewhere if you don't know where you're going. And so we first of all, and I guess really the first thing is, you'd have to hit this before you start trying to be free, but we need to understand how ruled we are. And that all these thoughts, you've really got to sort of ask yourself, where do they come from? All these opinions and all these thoughts and things that we run ourselves on, because the truth is most of it comes from the system. And do you want and this is the thing, if you're running on those thoughts, then they're controlling you, they're ruling you. And the word ruler, right? What do we use a ruler for? It's for measurement. So a ruler is just telling you how far you can go. And that doesn't mix well with me. So find out where you want to go and define it. Write it down, get it in your head, and that way you can start taking steps towards it. Because you can't build, you can't take one big step and jump. You've got to, take little steps and build a new life and a new perspective. And so I would say step one, define properly what you want. What is freedom to you?
I would agree. I think I couldn't have put it better myself in how to begin looking at where you need to go and how you need to get there and what it means to you, because it's true. Most people might say just more money or a bigger house or a different body shape or perhaps a different location of where they are. But I can talk from my own experience that I've lived in many places and had various stages of wealth in my time, and sometimes I've had lots of money and just done stupid things for months on end, and sometimes I've had no money and felt fantastic living in the woods, eating berries and subsisting on wild apples and plums, and I felt more free at the time. And so it wasn't money and it wasn't lack of money. And I've had to look at my own perspective in relation to how I felt, as Cambell said, what it means to you to be free, and to see where that wanted to take me. And if we're looking at beyond being ruled, it's a good way to look at it. Measurement, like rulers, what's ruling you, what's holding you down. Something that most people won't look at is what means what it means for them to be blocked. Like where Cambell put it well, where is your measurement? Where does it stop? And how did you get there? And even what's measuring you? I think that's another level of looking at it. Like, what's ruling you? If you don't know what's stopping you from being free, you can't address the challenge of not being free. If you don't know you have wrong thinking, let's say, or wrong emotions, or a perspective on anger, or a perspective on mental blocks, which we all have, or a perspective on emotional baggage, I guess is a good way to put it, that a lot of us maybe do or do not. I guess when I said emotional baggage, I just kind of disappeared there. So for a moment, oh my goodness.
It's chasing you.
It's chasing me. So I think Cambell said it well right there, is if you have emotional baggage, it chases you forever until you get that figured out 3 times. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Leave it at the door. And this is, it's the whole narrative, isn't it? We're given this narrative of success is only achievable within the system. It's and the main problem with that is the system, but the problem is the system has rules. So it's not really success. It's not you being what you want to be and doing what you want to do. It's you being as, getting as close to that as you can within the confines of society. And it's one of my sort of pet peeves is this self-help kind of stuff and these gurus. And they sort of start off talking about, you can become a better you, and it's all about you, and, unlocking your mind power and creating the world you want, and rah. And before you know it, they just talking about money, get money. This is how you make money, buy my course, money. That's what freedom equals. And that is not true. And this is, and unfortunately in those situations, those people looking for, freedom, who buy the thing, end up with no money. So they end up with no money and no freedom. Because most of those courses don't work. So if you don't know where you're going and that's not defined, people will be able to steer you, and they'll be able to say, look, no, I don't know. I think this is the way you get there. Just do it this way. Look what I achieved. Just do what I did. But that works for them, sure. But that they're not you. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you because you're different. So it's really, you've really got to find, what gels with you, what works with you, what your heart's telling you in your gut, and follow that. And because freedom has no rules, freedom has no, constraints. And so if someone's giving you those constraints or a path or whatever, and it's rigid, then that's not the truth. If it's a path that like, try this and this, but, make your own way, then that's advice. That's a different thing. But yeah, so many people get railroaded, on their path to freedom, and they end up walking someone else's path. They get somewhere and they go, hang on, I'm not free. What happened there? So yeah, back to the defining thing is you've really got to know where you're going, or someone else will lead you, where they want you to go is what it comes down to.
Because if you don't know what brought you into your cage or your problems in the first place, you can't get out of them. I've also seen lots of gurus and lots of certain, courses and lectures that have told me how to be free, or how to the law of attraction, the course on miracles, the wish for unicorns, whatever they were called at the time. And, if you're in a cage and you don't know you're in a cage, and you wish for more, shoes in that cage, or you wish for a better pants in that cage, or you're eating, filet mignon instead of a hamburger helper in that cage, you may be better fed, or you may be better dressed, but you're still in the cage. And I've talked to so many like organic chickens as well. I've seen over the years, we've done tons of information on health and wealth and vitamins, and how to eat better and live better and breathe better, as filtered waters and supplements and organic or biodynamic food. But if you think about it, a better fed chicken in a cage may live 4.5 years instead of 4 years, right? Or may be more energetic to run around the confines of its cage. Maybe it'll have healthier, in its way, more well-adjusted children that it keeps in the same cage. Let's say if that's, the path that you're doing, but is that going to help you be free? Probably not, because you're missing the forest for the trees quite literally, in that you don't see where your limitations are, which Cambell and I have also talked with before, is going back and seeing how you are not happy with you. A perspective that a lot of people shy away from or run away from. But for me, the best people I've had to work with are it's the first thing they're going to mention is what's wrong with your perspective on this situation. Where are you bringing the challenges to the table?
It's Dr. Wayne Dyer, said, if everyone else is the problem, you've got to go out and change 7 billion people. Much easier to change yourself, because clearly you can't change 7 billion people. So, excuse me. It's back to this perspective thing. If the world's the problem, again, you can't change. So this is, the first thing, I guess, is really waking up, seeing that you're ruled, admitting, it's like Lorenzo said, you can't escape from jail if you don't know you're in jail. This is the thing. And everything, every turn we make, they just want to lead us back, back into the system, like everything. And the system, I mean, look where we are. It's not about freedom. It's not about, humans' rights. It's not about, giving a better life and standard of living and health to men and women. That's not what the system's about. So, anything that's built within the system is confined, and it's more than that. You're putting energy into building someone else's, reality, someone else's world. And this is where we've gone wrong, is that's what we've done. And that's what we've got. Like literally, and it's like Lorenzo said, take responsibility. We've built this. I was talking, I don't even know who I was talking to. I was talking to someone, and gosh, what was my point? Oh, I've lost it. What was I saying?
Building a reality, someone else's system.
Building realities in someone else. Oh gosh, I've lost it. You'll have to talk.
That's
We'll
right.
come back to me.
Come back to it. I mean, I can take that a little further while Campbell's coming back to it, so to speak. We don't know how we got here until we know who we are. Right? When you study the history of your schooling and you study the history of you and your history, you study the history of yourself and your people and your ancestors, and then you have to find out if that's even real. And then you start to see the possibilities of what's possible. And then you start to wonder who gave you those possibilities of what's possible and what's impossible. And then you can look at where you're deciding those possibilities and impossibilities even come from. Like, are they coming from your head? Are they coming from your heart? Are they coming from your body? Are they coming from the world? Where are you getting your information? Why are you getting your information? I mean, do we even know about our bodies? I would say no, most people. Do we know about relationships? No, I got, nothing but high school sex comedy dramas growing up, right? Before I realized, my relationship with women wasn't about Animal House and Caddyshack and, all the silly movies, or love story, right? There was more going on. They never told you how to have a proper relationship. Myself, I can say, with ladies, right? And so if you're going to look at, being free, even your own sexual desires, your own sexual urges, your own hungers, your own, feelings of what it is to be safe, secure, and abundant need to be examined. Like I'm going to go a little deeper here, because as Campbell just said, right? If you don't know who's giving you this reality, I mean, they're telling you this is what a relationship is about. This is what your life is about. It used to be about getting a house and having some savings and having 4 kids, and then you're all right. And they go, no, it's having 3 kids, and then it's having 2 kids, and then it's having one. No, you can never own your own house because you're a dirty bastard and you're making the world so dirty by wanting to be alive and happy and healthy. So too bad for you. Now you got to go live in a shoebox that's made of recycled plastic or something, and then you'll be all right. But don't forget your vaccines, right? And or our medicine. So people that want to go back to this dream or this box, in my opinion, just saw a bigger cage and how comfortable it was, and supposedly their cages are getting smaller now, and so they're fighting to go back to their bigger cage, and it's still a cage. So understand that in relation to the dream you're making, as Campbell said, to whose vision of life you're giving life to is really important if you're looking to get beyond being ruled, because studying your rulers, admitting you have rulers, admitting you have limitations, right? Admitting your challenges, admitting your mental blocks, even admitting the limitations in your schooling, your family life. I mean, it goes on and on and on, because the more you see where you're wrong, which is the hardest thing for most people to admit, the more you can see where you're right or can be right, or what you need to work on for yourself, inside, outside, and everywhere else.
Mm, definitely, yeah. Well, this is the thing. It's, all this stuff, and there's all this talk about the controllers, the rulers. Oh my God, they've done all this stuff to us. But in the end, yeah, they sit up there and they make rules and they say, oh, you should do this. But guys, it's humans who go out to war and shoot each other and kill each other. Okay, we know that these ruling types are never on the battlefield. It's us. With the jabby jab jab, it's scientists, it's us who have gone and developed that, who have sold out to all this stuff. Not you, but us as the humans. This is all collectively we've created this. So this whole pointing the finger, it's them. Why is it so? It's not helping. It might feel good in the moment, but where's it leading you? What's it going to build for you? What are the consequences of what we're doing? Because if we don't take self-responsibility, we're stuck. We're going in circles. There's no spiral in a circle. You're going round and round and round, and things keep changing. They just keep changing to the same thing, and you're stuck. So once you realize that you're the problem, then you realize you can fix that problem. And so many people don't want to go there, oh, but I'm so hard done by, but this, but school, but mum and dad. Look, you can but your whole life, but I guarantee you, for every but you've got, you can find someone on this earth who has had it much worse than you in every little complaint you've got, everything. So you're not that hard done by. And if you're watching this, you've got a computer, you've got electricity, you've got a house. I mean, it comes down to these people you see, and they're like, making all these TikTok videos or whatever, eat the rich and, destroy capitalism. And they're doing it on their, $2,000 phone. Like, we've got to understand that, you can't, pointing the finger doesn't help anything. When you point the finger, there's three pointing back at you. So I mean, that's probably really, I'm going to change my mind, Lorenzo, and say that's really the number one thing. You got to understand, we're our greatest enemies, but we're also our own saviors, our greatest benefits, But until we see that where we're stuffed up, we can't see how we can change. And until we can change, we can't go forward. So yeah, we've definitely got to get over ourselves and look at where we're going wrong and learn from it and understand that that's good. We've been told that's bad, but it's not. It's good, because again, you look at the results 20 years down the track of someone who's done the work, gone inside and worked on themselves. Look at them 20 years down the track next to someone who's put on the suit every day and gone in and done what they're told. We know where these two different people end up, and two completely different places.
And it's not so bad to lose. I would say that's something people don't want to do. Yeah, if you lose a job, or you lose a relationship, or you lose an income source, or if it's not aligned with where you want to go, or if it's attached to your rulers, right? I mean, that's why they put the monetary system in place. That's why they're putting the medical system supposedly in place. I mean, I see what's going on, and I go, well, they're not going to let you, let's say, go into these restaurants. You go, whatever, the food wasn't so healthy. I don't need to hang out in the pub all night and drink anyways. And I'm just talking about myself, and who cares if I can go see these concerts, unless you get your crazy jabby jab, as Campbell put it, because mostly the musicians and the people that have been, brought up to that place are passing nonsense along to you anyways, right? Or at very best, other ways to keep you in the cage. It's really a matter of, if you want to be sovereign and free, you'll have to be willing to give up whatever it is that's stopping you from being sovereign, even if it's comfortable, even if it's the known, especially if it's a known. Even if it allows you to relax so you can have your third beer and stay in the pub till midnight. Where now you can only stay in Japan, where I am now, the closest izakaya is at 8 instead of midnight. I mean, which is you're going, okay, you can drink to 8, but the crazy virus wakes up after 8. I guess it sleeps in.
Yeah.
It's like and it's obvious to see the nonsense. Like here, you can't hang out, but if you've got to go on a train to get to work, it's no problem. You're jammed in cheek to jowl with the next guy or gal for an hour because you're going to work. So yeah, but if you're cheek to jowl having fun, oh no, that's dangerous. So you're gonna go, okay. So I could point a finger and say, I'm waiting for them to change the rules, or I'm waiting for this fool to do that. But you go, oof, so how did I get myself into this place where there's a system that I depend on that is being so duplicitous in every fashion? And how can I get myself out of that?
Mm. Um, yeah, it's time to leave home. We've all got to grow up.
Where to put it?
We've got we've got abusive parents, as far as the system, and even if you have the best parents in the world, there is a time when you need to grow up and leave home and make your own decisions. And it's another big thing. People want this safety net. It's like 1 foot out. I'll just give it a go. I'll just try this, and if it didn't work, I'm going to run back to the system. Oh, back to safety net. But guys, it's not a safety net. Look what's going on. We've had that imprinted and programmed, and so many people believe it. But use your senses. If your senses, don't tell you it's true, then it's nonsense. It's nonsense. No, it's nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. So, if they're saying, oh, it's better in here, and you're looking around and you see war and poverty and crime and all this stuff, well, maybe it's not. Maybe we can build something better. And that's the perspective. And you don't have to. Maybe you want to build something within the system to help those still in it. That's fine. But just don't be constrained is the thing. You can't build, freedom based on a construct of someone else or a program. You've really got to strip away everything, get back to who you are, understand that you're going to have to stand on your own. If you want to go and do something different, people are going to yell at you and point at you and call you stupid and tell you every reason under the sun why you'll fail. And you've got to understand this and not care because, if you know where you're going, you won't care. If you're not 100%, then you'll be like, oh, they made a good point. Oh, what if this goes wrong? Maybe I'll go back to my job. So yeah, just be prepared to change, understand that you've put yourself where you are, just like I've put myself where I am. And collectively, we've all put ourselves in this situation. And so to change, we need to realize that. First, be brave enough to leave home and have a vision of where we're going. It's smart than running away, isn't it? Grow up, leave home, and make sure you got somewhere better to go to. I mean, it's a fractal story.
It is a practice. And by definition, if you're going somewhere new, you can't think about it. That's the challenge, the thought trap. If you consider from a logical sense what thinking, you can only think about the past. You can imagine the future. You can imagine the future, but you can only think about the past, because if you're using your facts, and facts are things that have happened to you, and everything that's happened to you is already in the past. And that's great if you're happy where you are, but if you're not, and something new needs to come, and you think about it, you can only get other people's ideas of what that you could look like. Like Bob said, it would look like this if I'm free, or Jill said it would look like that. But again, you're using the past because you found those facts from somewhere along the line that were given to you. And then you're not using the imagination, which is probably the true power you can use to make something new that's not there yet. If you do some studies, as Campbell has, and I have, even recently, where are you getting your information from about what's possible? We all watch movies. We've all been tricked by special effects. We've all been tricked by light sources and cuts and 72 takes and what have you. And, if you're getting your source of information secondhand in any way, shape, or form, for me, I would find that could, at the very least, be considered suspect as far as what you need to know for yourself, which can only come, in my opinion, through your own experiences. Someone can recommend maybe a course of action, or you could watch someone that's done something you like, and you would like maybe a similar outcome, whether it's money or being in shape, or you like where someone's living, or you like how someone's living. And you could see that it looks like it's good for them. So maybe it's good for you, because you're attracted to that. But until you get off your ass or your butt and walk towards it, you'll never know how it really is. Is it good to be a movie star? Is it good to be a musician? Is it good to be famous? Is it good to have $1 billion that you've made by fucking the world because you're selling plastic garbage that nobody needs? Is it good to be a duplicitous monkey on TV, tricking people into drinking poison so that you can have your third Ferrari? Who knows how it feels for these guys? Who knows? And if you want to walk down that path, and what I'm really getting at if you're going to see who your rulers are and where you're ruled and how long, your rule is, you are the arbiter of your own life and the measurer of your own measurements. So if that's working or not working, maybe it's good to look into yourself and see where you're happy, where you're healthy. And that could be even a good place to start, is to making your own sovereign being more energetic.
Yeah, and take a step, take action, and understand that, if you do that and you decide you don't like it, you can change your mind and go in another direction, which is another thing. People think that they have to commit wholeheartedly to something. And this is another, we've been taught, to start a business, you need to go and invest your house and borrow from your parents and put all this money. You don't do that. Just start working on yourself, and things, that things will happen. Things work much better in the energy world. The energy world always beats the physical world. So, if you sort of operate on that level, things just, Lorenzo will tell you, things just appear. People just appear. They just come out of the ether. It's bizarre. And so that's the other thing. Trust yourself, take a step, and go with your gut and your heart. But understand that, if you get somewhere you don't like, change. That's cool. You've learned something, and you've learned what you don't like. So just change your mind and try something else, and just keep walking, and you'll end up getting to where you want to be. And with the story, clearly, everything in our past, the way I see it, is defined. We're in our imagination. It's not defined. It's more of a imagination, So yeah, like, this is the thing. If you've got this rigid picture and you look and it's a house, that's someone else's house, you see, because you've seen it somewhere. So yeah, you might like a certain car and you can put that there, and you might like certain bits, but don't make it too rigid, is my thing. Because apart from the fact that that's not your dream, when it turns up, if it's not exactly what you've put here, then you're not going to see it, you're not going to like it. But if you're after the feeling, which is really, this is how the universe talks. If you're after that feeling that a certain lifestyle gives you, then that is what you'll find. That's what you'll get. It just, it can take many forms and shapes. That's the thing.
Potential. It's what I found. I like how I put it to myself, is you'll find you get something you never knew you always wanted. Right? When the feeling comes, I can put my wife in that category. It's nothing like I imagined. Nothing like I imagined a partner for me could be. Nothing like I imagined was best match or fit for me. And yet, when the world brought it, because I was following my heart and my art and my feelings at the time, it's beyond what I expected, right? And also nothing like what I expected, but beyond, beautiful, and an exploration of a loving commitment in a relationship that really has nothing to do like anything I've ever seen in any book or TV or Hallmark card. And I mean, it's little bits. Every relationship maybe has little bits of those. Sure, nice romantic wine dinners or walks on the beach or hugs at night or whatever. But the deeper energetic, lasting imprint that you get from something like that is beyond what you can think about. Like, you can't imagine.
You can't define it.
You can't define it. No. And energy can't be defined, and it comes from a place. It's why the monsters keep us in our head, I think, from the time you're in school to the time you grow up, to the books, to the system. They're always screaming at you, stay in your head, stay in your head, stay in your head, stay in your head, be afraid, stay in your head, be afraid, stay in your head. And I have to say,
don't daydream.
Yeah, if something is
That's not an imaginary friend. You're crazy.
You're crazy. No, it's true. If something is fear-based, I would say for a good life, if you want to get rid of your rulers or beyond being ruled, watch that very carefully, and perhaps make sure, if you're asking for something, let's say you're staying in a job because you're afraid you don't have money, or you're talking to someone you don't like because you're afraid they'll take their contract away, or if you're in a relationship because you're afraid to be alone, fill in your own blank of why you're doing something because you're afraid. I would say those are the first things that should be looked at carefully and probably abandoned.
Yeah, and just go for it, guys. This is your life. You don't get a second chance at this life, at being, this person you are now. This is it. So go for it, because, if you're like, I'm going to do it in 5 years, I'll just work and get some money behind you. Well as losing that 5 years doing what you don't want, you'll probably get worse health, but you've also lost the 5 years of going forward. So you're back 10 years, not 5. It's double. So just start now is I guess, start now. Mistakes, right? There are no, we can't do things wrong. There's only mistakes. That's all they are. We don't fail. We just have mistakes. And if that's all it is, then you just take 2 and 3 and 4 and whatever. Take 159 if you have to. Just keep taking those takes and you'll get to where you want to go. And like Lorenzo said, see it as fun, as a journey.
Totally fun.
This is, that's more fun than waking up to an alarm clock at 7 every day and putting a suit on and going and being told what to do. It's, put it out there a bit. Let the universe, throw a few miracles your way and a few unexpected things, because that's what it does. When you work on the energy level and you get above these physical things, it's like Lorenzo said, things that you would never have thought of or expected just pop up and you're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. That makes sense. And this is how it goes. So trust yourself is a big one, but yeah, make your plan, trust, and just get out there and take action. And if you fail, who cares? Everyone fails. Everyone makes mistakes. Well, I guess if you if you fail and you see it as a failure, then you fail. If you see it as a mistake, then you just keep going.
Since Cambell and I talked last, our editor put up a video. It might even still be on our homepage on 21 rules of being a samurai. What samurai is. And one of the ones that came to me now while Cambell was talking was, they said the most successful samurais have had 7 major failures in their life. Not minor failures, but 7 major failures they've overcome.
Yeah.
Because as you said, there's no mistakes. You've learned from those. And I can attest to having at least 7 major failures in my life.
Only 7.
And that's what gives you your medal, right? That's what gives you your strength. That's what allows you, when you're faced with the next thing that could be a failure, to stand up and perhaps, turn, defeat into success, whatever that happens to be for you.
Yeah, exactly. How do you learn? What are all these heroes that we hear about? What did they do? They didn't follow the rules. They just, went out and they took a chance and followed their heart, and good things happen. So
things happen.
The failure is in your head, and this is what gets people. It's, we stop ourselves. We think ourselves out of it. We talk ourselves out of it, and that's what failure is. If you keep going, there is no failure. There's only going forward.
You have to believe what you need to believe. I mean, even recently for myself, I have a business, I have an online business, we have a media company, and, I end up working with people that, let's say, aren't so nice or aren't so loving. It just happens. They come and they go. And I have the same thoughts in my head as everyone. We need to work with this person because the bills to be paid, or you want to expand this part of your business. And, just recently I said, why am I working with people that aren't so loving? It's like, what, and I had a talk with our editor who actually encouraged this. I go, what do I really want for my life? Don't I want to be able to, like, when I talk to Cambell, it feels nice to go, hey, buddy, how's it going? And isn't that the kind of feeling I want for everyone that I work with and everyone that I share with, you pick up the phone, you're not going, oh, it's Mr. Smith who owes me, or I owe, and I better, put on, that voice because, I want la, 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 la. And really, and this has happened to me even over the last few days, like streams of abundance, let's say, that I never imagined just literally showed up the next day. As soon as I said, no more bad energy. I made that choice. No more crazy duplicitous people that aren't really loving, even if they're selling good products or supposedly offering, good services, like Cambell said, like how to be free. It's like, if I talk with them and I get this weird, creepy, strange feeling in the back of my neck somewhere, or my heart's going, bah, and no matter what they're saying, like, oh, Lorenzo, there's $10,000 coming if you just listen to me for 2 more months, right? Or don't worry, we'll make sure that your business is super successful if you just bend the rules over here and you don't mind selling this to people for 5 days. The end result is worth it. That's the devil talk. You got a smaller of 2 evils, go for it. It's like, it's still evil, right? Smaller of 2 pieces of shit in your soup is soup you don't want to eat, right? You're still not going to want to, pick up that spoon. So, I can say for myself, as soon as I've changed it, and literally over the last 24 to 48 hours, things have changed. Our event is moving forward more, having better talks. I'm meeting people I always wanted to meet that I never knew I had access to. Even Cambell's mentioned a few people that perhaps I'm going to like to talk with, before we went on air here. of people that are sharing huge and bigger and more out of the box ways, let's say, to change their lives. And suddenly you have access to more energy, more interest, and more abundance. But first, I had to basically say, how am I being a fucking idiot? What am I being stupid about? What am I being wrong about in my own perspective, and what it means to be abundant, what it means to have a successful business, and what it means to what I want to do with my life. I really had to re-examine why I'm here and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I had to be ready to quit. I almost quit again. I almost said, well, if it's so stupid and there's nothing here and it's only dumb, maybe I'll just, grow some lemons on the mountain somewhere and sit under a bamboo forest and maybe some wisdom will come to me that way. Although it sounds pretty nice for a vacation.
Yeah, well, you always get the hints, you always get what you need at the right time if you're following your heart. So but yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing about freedom, is just, you've got to see, yeah, first of all, that you're the problem, because you can't fix problems, and then they're just mistakes, guys, just mistakes. It's just growing, it's just going forward. And yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it, really.
Oh,
No way. Oh,
no, I'm just saying, have we got it covered?
I think. There you
Oh,
go, guys. Life issues fixed, all done, and you can leave money below.
yeah. I mean, figure out for yourself what works. Figure out what you want to do. I'm only talking from my own perspective. See where you are limited. See where the rule or ruler has stopped, and you would like to go beyond that. Figure out what it is you honestly would like, and be ready for it to be hard. Be ready for it to be bloody if it has to be. Be ready to be punched in the nose a few times or fall down a few more times. I was walking down the street the other day feeling sorry for myself, and I literally saw a guy hopping down the other way with one leg, with his crutches, going down the street, and I'm going, what the fuck am I feeling sorry for myself for? Like I was literally going, oh my goodness, I need more and I need less and I need some and I need less, or fill in your own blanks here. And I saw this guy and I'm going, what would he give up to have that leg? What would he give up to my problems? He'd probably be laughing at me, because I'm worried about, paying the bills faster or going on a bigger vacation. I mean, if anybody's had any pain in their life, I know Campbell's had his challenges. I've had mine. First thing you want is that pain to stop. Like everything else kind of goes away and becomes worthless at the time. So I would say if you're having any existential pain, if you're having any spiritual pain, if you're having any pain on sovereignty, perhaps that would be the best thing to solve and allow rest to be the challenges that it needs, because probably you've asked for them. There's something in your life that's challenging you. You've asked for it to be there, in my opinion, so that it'll help you get beyond whatever that challenge is, so that you can see the next level and the next step in your, how else you're going to grow energetically unless you're challenged energetically.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, anything, pain is a blockage. It's telling you something. It's unless you cut yourself, but like sickness and this kind of stuff and mental pain, anguish, that's a blockage. It's the same thing. It's indigestion is the same as blockage in your thoughts. You just need to get it out of there. Like work through it. It's so whenever you sort of see things and they sort of feel a bit painful, just go through it anyway. And that's sort of not things that feel bad, that give you that feeling. Stay away from them. But if things are hard, just understand that that's to turn you into the person you need to be to deserve what you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't work any other way. If you're not the person that deserves what you want, then you don't get it. If you haven't got the right energy, the right ethics, the right blah, 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 then you're barking up the wrong tree. So if you're not prepared to go through that and change, then you don't really want what you say you want. It's not that important to you. So yeah,
Great way to put it, Campbell. Maybe the best. You have to deserve what it is you have to become what it is you deserve. And so you have to be challenged to become the kind of person that would be living in the kind of life that you think you want or you feel you want.
Exactly.
If it's not there now, it's nobody's fault. If it's not there now, it's nobody.
This is the thing. It's all help. It looks like it's not, but it's help. This is the thing. We look at it like, oh, it's bad, but it's not. The universe is going, I'm trying to help you. What are you doing? Take this. And you'll go, no, it's bad. And it comes back in 2 years and you're still yelling the same thing. It's like, do you want it now? No, it's bad. And you just stay in the same place. It's not bad. Just society and these rules and this framework tell you it's bad. It's a perspective that's wrong, not the gift.
And what I'm going to do, we're going to leave it here. I'm going to tell everyone again, we're going live. We're going to have our first virtual event, July 21st, 2 to 5 p.m. Pacific time in North America. You can do your own calculations from there. If you haven't yet, there'll be some links below where you can sign up. It's a free event, but you have to sign up. Cambell will be there. I'll be there. Other luminaries will be there. And so if any of you are sitting out there now going, well, they just don't understand me, or I have a problem they haven't talked about, there could be an opportunity to voice it and have other perspectives shared with you on it that maybe will help. And if you miss this one, we're going to do it every few weeks. So pay attention. What I'm really saying is, if you really want to change and you're ready to get up and you're ready to show your face on stage, warts and all, if you have any, and be prepared to be shamed or to shame yourself, perhaps, because I have every day, perhaps there'll be some opportunities to get new information or new suggestions or new ways to be that you haven't thought of. We're going to be working on ways here with our new NOW Agora for monetary help for people, for spiritual help, for lack of a better way to put it, medical, whatever you can call it, medical help, but I'll just physical health and all the other ways that you may need to be alive. We're going to do it together. I don't say I have all the answers. This challenges all of you, but I'm helping to put the system together so I can attract for myself the kind of help I feel I need. And I've done nothing but work for this for at least 12 years in the making, the show and everything else we're doing. So, I've been doing it, I've been challenged. Here I am. I get to meet Cambell. I get to meet other people. I get to share with them. I get to help. I'm grateful for it. And you can come and join us too. And perhaps this community can help you, because we would love to do that. That's what I'm feeling with the people I'm working with.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely come and join us, guys. Links below. Come and sign up. Support, the people that are trying to build the world that we all say we want. We've really got to start putting our energy and our effort and our support behind the people that are doing the work, that are trying to, get us out of this. And like Lorenzo said, any questions, guys, come along, because it's going to be a format where we'll have a speaker, we'll have chat. You can ask a question. If it's a good question that one of the speakers wants to answer, they'll get you up literally on, on the virtual stage, and have a one-on-one chat and try and work things out. And of course, that information will be helpful for anyone watching. So come along, support, the creators that are out there supporting you, support Lorenzo and all his work. And together we'll build something better.
I guess I'm getting shy again here. Going through my own, I've been going through my own shyness for so long, the energy comes. But I think I just had a feeling, as Cambell was saying this, these are lovely things that I've always wanted to hear. I've always wanted to feel. My energy kind of felt a little strange for a second in a nice way, got chills up my spine. Camera went crazy, showing me, maybe showing you, it's an energetic world. We can do it. Come along. Delighted to see you there. Cambell, thank you so much for joining us again. We're going to get this up sooner than usual. I'll leave the links below. Perhaps Cambell and I will do a live chat before we link this, even sooner than we have before. Yes, you can get that out to your people. I'll get it out to my people. And together we'll grow in happiness, love, abundance, and we'll get beyond our rulers. Thank you all for joining us.
Stay awesome, guys.
Stay awesome. I love you very much. Talk to you all again very, very soon.
Can't make me lie to my heart. No one tells me where I should start. Freedom first is what I say.